to my love. Now.
Poison! I'll kiss thy lips. Aptly some poison doth yet hang on 'em.
Podcast. 22-minute podcast. Don't want to take up much of your time. Just gonna read some headlines. Stuff.
Whoa, hey, hello. Welcome to the 22-minute podcast. My name is Wes Severson. Today is January. I'm sorry. Not yet.
Oops.
Oopsie. It's December 30th. Monday, December 30th, 2024. Yeah, almost to 2025. So close.
Close, almost there.
Yeah, so you probably have no idea what that clip at the beginning was. And I will say today was a hard day to kind of find a solid clip that I think was like universally understood. But yeah, that was from Hot Fuzz. That was the Romeo and Juliet scene from Hot Fuzz, because Juliet in that is having a birthday today. Her name is Lucy Punch.
Lucy Punch.
She actually was also at Into the Woods, the Meryl Streep, Into the Woods, whatever, Anna Kendrick, Chris Pine, so on. I need to rewatch that, actually. But, yeah, she kind of plays a perfect, like, cruel stepsister. I think she's actually played it in something else. Like, she was in Cinderella or something, too. Where she
Yeah. One of the evils.
She's played, like, a catty, and some other things, too. She's just played, like, the catty.
Yeah.
She's great at it. I'm actually surprised she's almost 50, but, I mean, we're almost 40, so what do you...
No, it's true.
Pretty damn close. I remember one of my old bosses used to be like, well, I'm 36, I'm about to be 37, and that's pretty much 40. I'm like, yeah, that's correct.
Sure, yeah.
Why not? Yeah, so that's just, what's funny about that Romeo and Juliet scene is, like, it's supposed to be like an impression of, like, the Baz Luhrmann, Romeo and Juliet, where, like, look at these people who barely understand the script acting, and then also, like...
Baz Luhrmann, he do that Elvis movie.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
He's done a lot of musicals,
yeah.
The Great Gatsby and that kind of thing. But yeah, and then all of a sudden, like, a pop song. Like, oh, look at this kind of shitty acting, and then, a pop song.
Is that how that musical was? His?
I mean, one of my favorite 90s Radiohead songs is from the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack.
What
Yeah.
song?
Talk show host on mute. Wait, I think that's
Talk Show on Mute is...
Incubus. Yeah, it's an Incubus song. It's like it's something about
Talk Show something.
Yeah, something like that.
Noise.
Yeah.
But it's in that musical. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know that there's any like diegetic, in-world music happening, like singing. I don't remember. I don't think that's a thing.
Gotcha.
But there was just so much pop music throughout it. So yeah, that scene in Hot Fuzz is supposed to kind of be making fun of.
Is Leonardo DiCaprio in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
John Leguizamo.
Who does he play?
Was it Mercutio?
Mercutio?
What's it? Mercutio? I'm forgetting, but no, he is the best part of that movie. He's fantastic.
Yeah?
He's really, really good.
Who's Juliet?
Claire Danes.
Claire Danes.
Danes?
Danes?
Is that
Like
a
the
porn
dog?
star? Dames?
Claire Danes? Maybe.
I think it is. I mean, it's right there. Why wouldn't a porn
there's
star?
Claire Danes and there's Claire Danes.
That's what
Which
I'm saying.
one are we talking about?
Why, I mean, if
I gotta look it up
if
now.
James Dean is just going to spell his name differently than the original James Dean, but then he ended up being in that Bret Easton Ellis Lindsay Lohan movie,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The Canyons, written by the same guy, or directed by the guy who wrote Taxi Driver. So everything about that movie should be good. And guess what? Never seen it because I heard it's bad.
James is an American pornographic film actor.
So I knew it. I knew I'd seen that, man. And again, why wouldn't? Yeah, it's right there. Why wouldn't you do that? Anyway, all right. Yeah. So back to December 30th. But yeah, Claire Danes. Yes.
Played Juliet.
All right. On this day in 1948, Kiss Me Kate opens in New York. Ooh, that sounds a little demanding. You know what I mean?
Kiss me, Kate.
Kiss me, Kate. Like, why are you saying my name like that?
But okay.
I've never seen. Yeah, all right. I've never seen Kiss Me Kate. I would definitely, if there's a place to watch it streaming, I'd watch it. What? Don't be distracted. Sorry, I just yelled into this microphone.
Oh, jeez. That was great. Thank you.
Yeah, no one can see it, so no one knows what happened. That was just a weird moment. I was moving the microphone with my face. You know what? I definitely got to a point playing Call of Duty during the pandemic with my friends, where I would like use my face to press a button at certain points because I just couldn't. I still needed to manipulate like both toggles. So it's just yeah, it's kind of natural at this point to use my face like that,
That is hilarious.
like a monkey using his hands. I'm using my face.
no.
I should learn to use my feet.
I've definitely used my nose for like things on my phone.
Sure. Like,
I don't know why I
this
can't.
is just easier. Okay. On this day in 1974, the Beatles are legally disbanded. That's right. I read that. I don't remember the details of that video. You know, Paul McCartney like sued to disband the Beatles or something because there was a dispute with some conglomerate that owned something or another. I don't know. Who cares?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was
he
curious,
just
like,
had
why
to-
that was like a notable fact, like legally disbanded.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he had to take some sort of legal step because of. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they, if that didn't happen, then certain responsibilities towards that label, like the label, the Beatles, the name, the Beatles,
Right,
the
right,
brand, the Beatles, like someone else owns, like just being able to use that for things and whatever.
Gotcha.
So unless he sues to disband it, like maybe they just, bring in the Monkees and call them the Beatles.
Right.
They could. I don't know why anybody would.
We'll call them the Monkees.
The
American Beatles.
The Monkees are actually going to come up here later
tomorrow.
this week. Oh,
Yeah.
tomorrow. There you go. On this day in 2022, Brian May honored with the knighthood for his service to music and charity. He is the guitarist from Queen. And that's surprising considering you can definitely look up a video of Brian May like farting in his home.
That's what we should have opened up.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know.
Who recorded that video and just
it was clearly recorded in like 2009 or something.
Okay.
It was just like kind of early YouTube kind of deal where I don't think he
That's
realized.
so
like,
funny.
Because he like plays a guitar riff or something and then he farts.
Just like,
yeah. And somebody put it on the internet.
glad to know
it
that
was like
Brian
in his
is
house.
also human.
Yeah, very human. In that moment, you really are like, oh, he's just a normal guy. Yeah. Okay. All right. To some birthdays. Like I said, turning 47, Lucy Punch. She's hilarious too, honestly, in all the stuff I've seen her. But Hot Fuzz, that's a really funny scene. Turning 65, hilarious Tracy Ullman. She's had a couple shows, under her own name and stuff like that. Her show is where like Colbert got his start.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. He was in, and very much like his delivery and humor like really works for like the kind of weird environment that Tracy Ullman always creates with her characters. She's just so distinct, and I think she had a cooking show, too, like a couple years ago. Because now she really is just like, I think in England, in Great Britain, she's just like a household staple name. Because her show was a lot more popular over there. I can't remember what exact. Oh, you know what? She was in. She's in the Mandalorian as well, stuff like that.
Oh, that's right. She's the one who watches
she's
the
always
baby.
She's always like hitting stuff.
Just telling them little robots what to do.
Yeah, exactly. Hitting the robots.
That's right.
Yeah, so she's turning 65. That's fun. Turning 42, Lana Lang from Smallville.
Lang. I was, that was the thing too. I was trying to remember.
Kristen Crick.
Krieg.
Not in a cult. It's the other
No,
girl.
it's the other one. That's right.
It's the Ally Mack. She's the one who wants to abuse you sexually.
Ugh.
And if you get hard, you get hard. It's not her fault.
Hey, you wanted to be here.
I think.
Maybe we're still waiting.
Is that how cults work? Okay. Sorry,
Hold on.
I just laughed at the way that you spelled Eliza Dushku's name.
Yeah. Well, it's like I have no idea how to spell this.
Yeah, it's a weird name. Turning 44, Elijah Dushku. In such cinema classics as Bring It On, Wrong
That's right.
Turn. I remember she was in a couple episodes of The League. But yeah, she was in Buffy. I watched Buffy as a kid, but I don't really remember it in Buffy.
Buttface started watching that again. Or not again, but started watching that show.
Which one's Buttface?
A Scout.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you know what? The again. Messed me up. Like, wow, she's on her second run through
Yeah.
a
Just
television
Jesus.
show already, and she's 7 years old.
She was featured in the music video for Rockstar by Nickelback.
All right.
Yeah, fun fact.
I got nothing for that.
Elijah Dushku. Probably the height of her career, honestly, in 2006.
2006. I don't know. That's a good question. I honestly think it probably was before that. I don't know. I could bring up her IMDb, and I mean, Bring It On is what she's going to be best known for.
2000.
Yeah, and then she also had I think she had a little part in wasn't she one of the girls in Jay and Silent Bob? Strike Back.
Yes, that is right. Sissy.
Yep. So that around that time.
Yeah, no, for sure.
2001, 2003.
The Daughter and True Lies.
I remember that. Yeah, there you go. Good for her. She's probably doing fine. I don't know. Okay, turning 46, Tyrese Gibson. Best Man, stuff like that.
Best Man?
Wasn't he in that?
Like the Fast and Furious movies?
Well, yeah, he was definitely in those.
That Best Man?
I thought he was also in Best. Isn't that Tyrese Gibson? It was like a Baby Boy is the movie I'm thinking of. Just
yeah.
like you know what? This is terrible because it really just is my memory of like different movie covers from the 90s.
Yeah,
like
no, 100%.
Walking through a Blockbuster or a Family Video or something. Or like the privately owned one that I would go to in Maybank, that the back room that had all the video games. One day I realized was like, oh, this used to be where the porn was.
Would you call it the video store?
I would video shop.
Video shop.
Can we
Video
go
shop.
Grandma, can we go to video shop? Something like that, you know.
I do like video shop.
Video shop. I guess you just call everything the shop.
The shop. Yeah.
And that's the video shop. It's kind of like calling shit movies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the movies.
The movies.
They're moving. They're
moving.
movies.
We're gonna elevate them to the talkies soon.
Right. We still say the word movies. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like perhaps the most childish term. And even that past that, if you're someone who like calls it film, plenty of people are like, "Oh, film." Oh. Like, I mean, sure, you sound pretentious.
Yes.
I mean, it's not on film anymore, you know. So, what do you call it?
Yeah.
That's why we probably
captures.
But they're moving captures, so that's why we do call it movies. Like that's why the term has stuck, because there really, I guess, isn't a better term anymore. Like not as, especially as like we did transition from film and now digital and all that kind of thing. It really isn't.
Should we like start a coalition to like update certain words?
Oh, no one would care.
Or now could be the perfect time, you know?
This is the moment.
This is the moment.
You know, Hollywood's having a down period. Like they haven't recovered from the strike. We're probably not going to have like a full, like we're like a full Oscar movie season until 2027. I'm quoting someone that I know.
Okay.
So don't ask for my sources. But yeah, so in the meantime, people need to be interested in something. So why not get caught up on semantics,
Yes.
right? Let's just beat people down with semantics.
New words, y'all. Hey, Belgium, if you're into this sort of thing, email us 22menpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know.
I'll tell you what semantics we can't get behind. Making the term Belgium synonymous with bots.
Oh.
Because essentially
yeah.
there's no more downloads from Belgium.
Well, I can't wait till Skynet turns on and then they start actually sending us emails. The bots send us emails.
If sentient AI were our only listeners, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
Because eventually they're going to want to buy stuff too. so we can surround like that's.
Well, here's the truth right now.
Well, have you heard? This was a couple of years ago where I saw a couple headlines of like, whenever they were kind of training these like AI algorithms or whatever, like it's when it's being trained by so and so, it also develops kind of like their prejudices as well, their prejudices. So I think these particularly were designed by like white men, and so they just had like kind of a racial bias to them. So if that's the case, that like we are, part of creating AI, like sentient, separate consciousness, if we're creating it, then we are impressing upon it, and that's kind of inevitable, right? and it naturally, if it is a sentient thing, will try to understand and assimilate in a certain sense, like at least enough to familiarize itself with what it's interacting with. That being said, it's not just like something like racism. It could also be capitalism that is materialism. Even though they're not necessarily material, neither are we. We're born into physical bodies, but we live a conscious life, and that's what we will impress upon the AI. So I mean, that may be the real fear of like any sort of AI conspiracy theory of like an apocalyptic kind of thing, is that they will just be too much like us if we successfully create that kind of AI.
I just want to see what they're buying,
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a great question. Well, that's the thing. If we're running with this like train of logic, then they want physical bodies. Like they want physical representation. So it'll just be other material accoutrement.
Well, maybe we can just
Fashion.
do some upgrades to our bodies. You can rent my body for.
Okay.
You can just sell like our bodies are real estate now for AI.
Well, now you're talking about like consciousness in a cloud. That's a step further. I don't understand.
Well, it's gonna sell.
It
That's
would
what
sell.
That's what they're gonna buy.
Because you know what, I get to take a break. You get to come in here. You get to take over my consciousness while I'm just in the like deepest heroin, like hole. Like I can't even feel anything. I come out of it. I'm so rested, and yet And yet I purchased this AI system to come inside my brain and be productive because that's what makes this particular AI feel good. And he gets the benefit. He gets paid, because I purchased it. And I just get my normal.
I purchased it.
Yeah, it's a service.
I love it. Yeah,
it's a subscription.
Yeah. It's a service.
It's a subscription.
Absolutely.
Once a month, like for your body can only handle it 1 week out of the month.
Sure.
And it's a subscription. I'm gonna drive myself crazy. Sorry, I just I'm thinking about everything's a subscription. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
And then my brain just went like 5 different places of why I hate it, and so I'm gonna lose it.
Now I'm just thinking of the commercial, like everything's subscription. Make your body work for you.
Exactly. No, it's exactly what it would be.
Sign up now.
And it would be like you're giving jobs to these newly sentient AI. They get something out of it. You get something out of it. We're sharing the world.
Oh my God! You know how we can fix the homeless issue we're going through right now?
We, instead of tranquilizer guns, we have AI guns, and we just pop them from a distance.
Right.
We go, pow! And
listen, you can have this body, but you got to clean up these streets first.
They just wake up like after a week, and they're like clean, and they're like in an apartment, and they just ruin it in 3 weeks. They go right back to their drug issue because they still have the drug issue.
I shouldn't be laughing at that, but that's great.
But here's the thing. It's a slow process. So after about 4 years of this, I love the idea of the first like month of this homeless person going through this. They're just freaking out.
They have no idea.
Yeah. They just are
just waking up in a clean place.
Like they're literally like. I mean, they dissolve as a person, and then eventually they kind of like after like the 3rd week, and they start to, we're humans, we adapt.
Yeah.
And so after about the 3rd week, they just kind of have to get on board a little bit, and then so like 4 years in, they're the mayor, This is like a horrible analogy or a metaphor for forced forced labor. like hey, we know what's good for you.
Oh, I love it.
It's a big argument. Like TikTok's a really good example of what does China let on TikTok? So how are they letting this influence their children and so forth and whatever? But anyway, all right. Well, that was a good bit for a little bit.
Back to reality.
Good bit for a little bit. Born on this day, now dead, Fred Ward. What did I say he was? I totally forgot.
Well, wasn't he?
He's Dexter's dad.
Oh, that's right. Dexter's dad.
He was. Oh, that's right. He was. Hey, what happened to your eye?
Oh, that's right.
He was that colonel.
Pineapple Express.
Illegal.
He was like,
illegal. Yeah,
Adam 9. He was also. I lost it. Never mind. Scratch that. Sorry.
Okay. Well, on this day in 1916, Rasputin was poisoned. shot, and then drowned. They just had to make sure.
Right.
Because what if all the poison went to his giant dick?
Right.
And it didn't affect.
Well, that's what. Yeah, just his.
Or what if his dick blocked the gunshot as well?
Well, I heard that his dick has like a small little heart, and that's why it would have sucked out the poison.
Exactly. There you go. Pumped it on out.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a joke because apparently I guess I've heard this. This is all just a rumor. That was probably just fun bar conversation before the internet could disprove everything. Where like there was supposedly a bar in Russia or something or somewhere that had Rasputin's dick in a jar.
Oh, I feel like I heard that or something.
Yeah, and it's just like huge, but then apparently it's like an animal's penis.
It's a whale's penis.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about a whale, but you know.
What a walrus? Wasn't that a bit in 51st Dates? When they say a walrus is the
I
biggest
never
penis,
saw
and
it.
I have the second. It's a fucking Dan Aykroyd joke.
Dan Aykroyd in 51st Dates?
Yeah.
I think that's probably that year. You can just mark that year as like the true start of the downfall of a lot of media.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks that I'm saying.
2002?
Right? Sounds about right.
Yeah, something like that.
Like Anchorman's just trying to hold on.
Oh, yeah.
You know, trying to keep yelling funny. I like yelling. I think that's funny. Okay, we got about 50 seconds left. On this day in 1939, the first film adaptation of John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men. Oh, you play with the rabbits.
Excuse me, George. Might I tend to the rabbits, please?
You and I would like to tend to the rabbits. This is one of the only accents I'm allowed to do anymore. It's actually not, probably. I'm probably not allowed to do a Lenny slow person accent. Cancel me.
No, I think that's fine. You know, my favorite accent is like pretending like I'm deaf.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
That's a good walk.
Like
in the line.
so like I took ASL, American Sign Language, in high school, and like our teacher, Miss Dunn, who's no longer Miss Dunn, was deaf, and she would walk into the classroom like, "You guys are being too loud. I'm deaf and I can hear you." Just like such a
killing it, fucking killing it. We need more teachers like that.
No, she was great.